Hi, I'm Mary from Art Makes Life Merry, and I have been teaching elementary art for about 25 years now. And I wanted to share with you today about what I do on the first day of art class with my elementary students. So I usually will greet everyone at the door, and they stay in a line and follow me into my art room. And then one by one, I send students to the tables. So I have about 13 tables, and they are all facing forward to the front of the room. I like to be able to see the students' faces, and I want to see their artwork, and I feel like that's the best way for me to see them and for them to see me and anything that I'm showing them in the front of the room. So I have just a piece of construction paper at each table with a different color. And then as the students come in their line, I just say, go to the red table. Next person goes to the orange table. Next person goes to the yellow table. And on until we all get seated. So I usually have 2 chairs at each table, and then so that gives me 24 spaces, which is about how many students I usually have. And then if I have some extra students, then I have my extra table that has about 5 more chairs at that table. So after we're all seated, then I introduce myself and we practice my name a few times because I do have a long last name. And usually about 3 times is good for that. Then I explain the art class rules. So I have a poster in the front of the room, and I also like to put it on the Google Slides. And each art class rule has a picture with it. So, for example, the first rule is to follow directions. And so I have a picture of a little boy drawing and, working carefully. And so that's showing that he is following directions. And then rule number 2 is to stay in your seat. So I have a picture of 2 students that are sitting nicely in their seats. And rule number 3 is to raise your hand. So then I have a picture of a student raising their hand. Number 4 is to show respect. Keep hands, feet, and objects to yourself, and also to use manners. So I have a picture of 2 students sitting crisscross applesauce on the rug, and they're keeping their hands and their feet to themselves, and one is saying please, the other one is saying thank you. So in that way we're showing using manners. And then rule number 5 is use inside voices. So that's different, of course, from our outside voices where we can get noisy, or we can also say use quiet voices. So I have all of those as pictures in front of me, and then I also have the students repeat those along with me. So they see an example of the rule, and then they see the words, and then they are also repeating after me. Then we also go through the consequences if you don't follow the rules, and then finally the rewards when you do follow the rules. So we go through all of that, and I can link to my art class rules and my consequences and rewards because I do have a video on what those look like and how you could draw them for yourself if you wanted to. So after that, I also explain the quiet symbol. So last year, the quiet symbol that I used was Mona Lisa. So if I said Mona Lisa, then my students were to freeze. If they wanted to, they could, put their arms like the Mona Lisa and make sure that their eyes were on me because the Mona Lisa is always looking right into your eyes. And they were quiet. So whenever I said Mona Lisa, that's what we did. And I make sure that I praise the students for doing the Mona Lisa. So we try it once right away after I explain what it is. And then of course I always make sure that I praise them highly for this behavior. That way they want to do it again next time because they want to hear that praise from the teacher. That's our number one art class reward, is praise. So then I give them a handout of the rules to color in. So it's the same pictures that I made on the poster of the students following the art class rules. Now they have those pictures in an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper to color in. So while they are coloring, I put on some instrumental music by Disney, and they can listen to that while they work quietly. So usually the first day is it's not hard for the kids to work quietly, but it is good practice. So I shouldn't hear any voices over the music. You can talk quietly to the person next to you. So we get in that habit of making sure that we're working quietly. While they are coloring and listening to the music, I go around and I fill in my seating chart for that class. So I get everybody's names on my chart, and after I do that, then we practice again the Mona Lisa. And if there are some friends that are all finished coloring in, they can color on the back of the paper. They can do what I call a free draw whatever they want on the back of that paper, and then they do take that rules coloring sheet home with them, so that is something that their parents can see. These are the rules they're expected to follow in art class. And after we are all done with that, we've practiced the Mona Lisa again. I've given them lots of praise for their wonderful coloring and their wonderful listening ears and all their great behavior and how well they did with the Mona Lisa as our quiet symbol. I also explain what we're going to do next class, so that gets them excited about our first real project for art. And then I call the table colors for lining up at the door. So that usually fills up a whole 40 minutes of art class, and I think it's a great way to get everybody started and excited about art. And I hope that you found this video helpful and interesting, and that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I plan to do some more videos that will be helpful tips for teaching art. And I hope you also enjoy my other videos that show how to make different projects and give you information about artists and fun books to read. So I really enjoy and love teaching art, and I want to share that with as many people as I can. Have a great day.